I'm Tim Probst. I'm the representative for the first position in the 17th District.
What is your job outside of the legislature?
I'm the CEO of the Washington Workforce Association, and we work on the economy and connecting the schools with businesses, making sure people have good jobs and can move up in their lives.
Why did you want to come to Olympia?
Well, I believe in service, and I wanted to do my part and contribute. When I got involved, it was before the economic decline began, and I was worried because I felt like all the debt that we were getting into, both on a government basis and also on an individual and corporate basis, was pointing in the wrong direction. And so that was one of the reasons I got involved, was to try to raise a little bit of the alarm bell and try to avoid a big economic downturn. Also because our workforce is becoming less and less competitive compared to the rest of the world. It's not because ours is getting worse, it's because the rest of the world is really pouring on the steam. And that's going to really affect our competitiveness. By the time we realize it, we will be pretty far behind. And so I wanted to kind of stay out in front of that as well.
Can you talk a little bit about your first week in the legislature?
Well, sure, it's been busy. Figuring out how to get things done here is something that's going to take longer than a week, but I'm trying to make the right connections and get well positioned to continue focusing on those items I already mentioned, because I really think that the middle class and middle class incomes rely on some smart decision making around education and the economy. And so I did. I got my 3 top committee assignments that I had requested. I'm on the Economic Development Committee. I'm on the Appropriations Committee for the full education system. And I'm on the Education Committee, and actually was assigned to be Vice Chair of the Education Committee. So those elements all fit together really well. And Speaker Chop assigned an informal advisory group as well regarding the economic stimulus plan. And I was really complimented that he asked me to be on that as well because of my background.
Tim, what are your priorities for this session?
Well, my number one priority is to really work in a bipartisan manner. I think that when you get too dogmatic on either side, things tend to go astray. And I want to be a practical problem solver and work with anyone who will work with me. So bipartisanship is going to be an absolute top priority for me. I'd like it to be a hallmark of my career. And after that, right now we have a crisis on our hands, and so solving the economic crisis, or really mitigating the economic crisis, is job one. Everybody has that in front of them now, so I'm trying to add to that conversation that we need to be looking at the long term as well, not just doing short-term cash stimulus that's going to help immediately jolt the economy, but also laying the foundation for a really powerful recovery over the long term, and to keep our competitive position out in front of the rest of the world.
Can you talk about what service means to you?
Service was one of the hallmarks of what I talked about over the last year, service and effectiveness. You can't be about service but not be effective. It doesn't do anyone any good. And you know, it's an ethic. It's not just about my job. It's not just about this house, but it's about all of us. I think service is about love your neighbor. Every ethical code there is has some version of take care of each other, love your neighbor, think bigger than just yourself. And that is something that as we go into hard times, everyone I hope will hold on to even more clearly than we do today. It applies here on the floor of the House, it applies in boardrooms, it applies in classrooms, and I think that that's the ethic that drives most or all of the people that I represent, and I want to make sure that that stays out in front for everybody.
How can your constituents get in contact with you?
I would encourage my constituents to just call me. It's 360-786-7994. Email me, probst.tim@leg.wa.gov. Please be in contact with me. I am here to represent the constituents and to do a very good job for the people who sent me here, and I plan to keep in very close contact.